Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome to Project Cars 2 GT3 Leagues. This is Xbox One Tier 1, the best of the best. We are here at round number 5 in Donington Park, which is our home race, which is very, very exciting. I am Jess, I'll be one of your commentators in the commentary box tonight. And joining me, I would like to welcome back Aiden. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm alright, are you?
Yes, I am doing great. What a great race we had last week. Unfortunately, Aiden couldn't make it due to good reasons. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out to work out well for our team, but never mind. But we are back. Yep. We are back here today. So, Donington Park is going to be very, very interesting today because it is going to be, well, it's going to be changeable conditions. But qualifying is going to be quite dry, but it's going to be quite changeable as we head towards the race. It could be very, very predictable. So what do you think can you expect from the drivers today?
Well, I'm thinking the weather's going to throw a spanner in the works, to be honest with you, because it's give out some rain for later in the race. When that rain will arrive, we really don't know. We can see the rain clouds on the horizon, but we don't know how long they will take to get here. So yes, that's going to mix it all up. But for this qualifying session, we will more than likely see the faster drivers at the front, as you would expect. Hopefully some people can get in amongst them as well, but yeah, I would imagine to see the front running guys up there, and maybe they'll struggle in the rain when the rain hits, but yeah, it could be anyone's race, this one.
Yes, I've noticed there was a few people that struggled in the rain last time where we were in Rapuna round 2, so like we seen like people like Wolf was struggling a little bit in the rain, I don't seem to remember, but we've also seen Seppel do very well in the rain as well, so it could be Seppel's advantage with the changeable conditions. And I've raced in Donington before. It is quite tricky to negotiate corners. There's a few corners where you got to be careful not to brake too late. If you go too far from the corners, you actually spin, because that's what happened to me a few times. So you just got to be aware there. So we got 10 minutes of qualifying. Well, we've got 7 minutes remaining. They just had their 5 minutes of practice earlier on whilst we were waiting, just to make sure they were happy with the track before moving on. They only introduced that in round 3 and it worked really well, so it's good to see that. I think we're only missing one driver, am I right? Because we've got 15 drivers and we usually have about 16.
I believe so.
Oh no, we have 18.
I'm not sure who it is though that we're missing.
No, oh no, we have 18 in the championship, my bad. But we have 15, so it's not too bad of a lineup. Only 5 drivers missing, so that is good. And as far as the championship is concerned, we got Wolf that is leading by only 4 points though, with Moose. So both the Ginettas are doing very well, with Seppel closing up behind on an 18-point gap in 3rd, Pathox in 4th, Rainbow in 5th, David in 6th, Ninja in 7th, Jason in 8th, Ricardo in 9th, and Chirac rounding up the top 10. And we got most of the Britons in the bottom half, apart from Ninja, who's in 7th. So yeah, most of the British drivers couldn't make it last week, so they're watching the England game. But it's great to see most of them back, such as Frangrish, Bolton, Ben, Chaos Fury, Ninja. It's good to see them back today.
Yeah, it definitely is, but I will say this, there is some damage on some cars and a bit of lag, so that's not looking promising. There we see Ninja just freezing, but there's definitely some damage on, I think it's Ninja's car, Ricardo's car, and there is another beaten up, I think it's Pathox, yeah, it's Pathox's Mercedes looking really beaten up for some reason again. I think it's just a visual glitch, I don't think there's anything more to it, but we have seen Wolf put in the fastest time so far with only half the session to go.
It just shows that Wolf is very dominating around this track, around the racing, the championship in general. I don't know what will happen with Burnout. Burnout's suffering some lag issues again, so I don't know what's happening with him. But people we got to watch out for, I think, tonight is Wolf, Seppel. I think Parbox is going to do well tonight, I think, as well. And possibly some other drivers we could expect as well. That we can possibly see some new drivers on the top as well. We've only got like 4 drivers that set a lap time at the moment. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat, guys. Who you think is going to get pole? Massive shout out to Dev, who's in the chat. Webbers Racing in the chat. Jorgen in the chat, and Minx G that's in the chat. So massive shout out goes to you all. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and yeah, get involved on Twitter as well with hashtag AORPcars as well. We'd like to know your thoughts through qualifying and going to the race as well. And I hope the sound is okay as well. Right, fingers crossed we should be able to hear the sound this week, because it was a little bit quiet last week, but hopefully it should be fine this week. But I think the fastest lap time at the moment is Wolf with a 1:26.9 and Moo in second, so not really surprising from them. But I think Bolton is aiming to try and get some good points this season. He's got 9, I think he got 9 points so far, which is pretty good for him, I think, because he finished in 10th place in Indianapolis, but didn't score any point in Le Mans, because obviously he missed it, obviously. But I think he's probably going to be very, very consistent. So, yeah, old Minx has got a power cut, so he won't be racing. Oh, what a shame. Oh, that's why we're not seeing 16 drivers. Oh, well. So, who do you think is going to get pole today?
I would put my money on the Ginettas, I think, if I was a betting man, but you never know. Seppel hasn't done a lap time yet, so he could be one to watch in the Audi. But who else have we got up there? Rainbow's going quite well as well. He's only half a second or so off, 4/10 off. Chaos Theory also only half second off, as he's just running a little bit wide there, we just saw. I'm just going to try and find someone who might be starting a lap.
It's impossible
got lag
to tell.
there from Burnout again. Yeah, it's hard to tell who's where. Here we go. So yeah, Wait Hawk's just starting a lap, but we'll jump on board with him onto cockpit cam, and we'll take you through a bit of a lap of Donington Park. So you use the pit exit into Redgate to try and get the best line through. He's struggled with a bit of understeer there though, but he does run it all the way out to the curb, which isn't a bad thing. Then you're coming down through the crane of curves. You've got to stay to the right hand side, hug the left hand side here, which he does struggle a little bit with the front end. Back to the left for the best line through the very fast old hairpin. Try and not run too wide to get a slow down penalty on the dirt out there. And then you're coming up now into McLean. Stay to the left if you can for the right hander at the top of the hill. Hit the apex, and he's lost the rear end a little bit, but manages to stay in track limits. Then you're into Coppice, the blind right-hander. Very, very difficult corner, that one, to get the braking and the turn-in point right, because you can turn in too early and too late quite a lot. It's very difficult, especially if you are driving in cockpit cam. Then you're down into the Grand Prix chicane. Again, you've got to keep it within the lines, which he does really nicely. Neat and tidy through there. Then coming down to the Melbourne Loop now. Penultimate corner of the track. Gets it slowed down well, straighten the car up for the best exit up towards Goddard's now. And you're coming into Goddard's, which is a very similar corner, off camber though, and he does go a little bit wide, but he'll square that up nicely for the run across the line. Let's see if he can improve from 12th position. He's done a 1:28.9. No, he doesn't improve, he stays where he is. Good, decent, tidy lap for Wait Hawk to show us there, but yeah, it doesn't improve.
No, which is a bit of a shame. But the last corner is very, very tricky. It is quite hard, especially in cockpit cam. I do use cockpit cam quite a lot when I race, so it's just very, very tricky to get your head across that corner, because you're not expecting to turn. And then when you turn, you're like, oh, I need to brake, and there you go. So yeah. So I think a few people in the chat are asking what assist people use. It's authentic assist. So any assist that they have in the car, like in real life GT3s, that's what they're allowed in the car. Any extra assist they're not allowed. So in the game it's called authentic assist. So they can have automatic gears if they wanted to, and any other assists which are in the car in real life. So that's what it is. So I'm not sure if they have traction control or not, but that's just to answer a few questions.
Do, yeah.
Yeah, that's just answer a few questions there.
GT3 spec has ABS and traction control. So you can dial the traction in as you like. You can have it looser, so it will kick in less. So it's almost like running without traction anyway, but will kick in if you are completely sideways. But yeah. ABS, again, you can do a similar kind of thing with. The difference between a GT3 and a GTE car is GTE have a lot more downforce and they don't have ABS, whereas GT3s do. So they are that little bit kinder in the braking zones.
I love driving the GT3s. They're so much fun. Probably because they have traction control and ABS. That's probably why it's just like it's just so easy to drive in this game than any other game, and we're quite lucky to cover this today. But we've got. I think everyone is not saying that. We got the One American and Parfox being the only ones out, and they're quite further down the field. But I think it'll be interesting to see if Parfox can set a faster time. But I don't think he is. I don't think Living Dead's gonna set a faster time either. Let's see how he does. I don't think he has improved. So it looks like Wolf is going to be on pole again. So I lost count how many poles he's got this season, but it is quite a lot. So his qualifying pace is there, but he's got to be careful not to bottle it at the start, because it is quite tricky at the start. But you got to make sure you brake a bit early to make sure you avoid contact, I think, if you're further down the field. So I think it's important to start on pole, or possibly the closest you can today, in order to avoid that contact.
Yeah, it's a difficult turn one to get right off the line, but these guys will be doing a rolling start, so they will probably fan out a little bit down to turn one, but there'll be people using the pit exit. There'll be all kinds of shenanigans going on down there, because you can go too wide and you can hang it round the outside, because although you're on the outside for the first part of the Craner curves, it then becomes the inside and the racing line into the old hairpin. So you will see drivers probably trying that, a little bit like what Ayrton Senna managed to pull off on the opening lap at the European Grand Prix, when there was also rain on the cards, and he wasn't passing nobodies either. He was passing the likes of Michael Schumacher and Alain Prost. So let's see if, for instance, Seppel going from fifth. Let's see if he can be leading by end of lap one.
Seppel was third last week.
This is. Yeah. I mean, he's got some good pace. Carluke's good through sector one, actually, by looking at them sector times.
Yeah.
So he is fastest through sector one. So we'll see.
So we're just waiting for our setup. So as you can see, they've got 2 minutes to set up their lap. Their basically setup, so they can have a different setup if they want. They can have a different qualifying setup to their race setup, which I think is beneficial. But I think it's very, very important they got to be careful with how they do it, because if they mess up their setup, it can only go horribly wrong for them, and they can go lower down the field. So it's good that they're not restricted, and it makes for more exciting racing, I think. So that is why you're seeing the gap today, if you're wondering, because I think there's a few people that are new to the chat as well. So we've got a few people rooting for the EVR guys, and the VSR and ABR as well, and we've got the THR fans as well. So it's good to see a variety of fans for other drivers today. So it's nice to see we nearly got a full grid almost, but I think there'll be one of those weeks where we'll probably have a full grid, but you never know. We've got 41 laps today, and don't forget they got to take a mandatory pit stop between laps 3 to 36. So as long as they take it before the end of lap 35, they're absolutely fine. So we could see the front runners possibly waiting until their pit stops and towards then to maximise their fuel usage, because they'll probably be using less fuel to gain some extra pace to make sure they stay out in front.
There's someone in the chat asking what is it, open or stock setup? It is open setup, so you can change absolutely everything that you want to. And we've also got Weber's Racing saying Team Momentum as well. Don't forget that is indeed the One American, my teammate at TM. Yeah. So I'll be keeping a close eye on him, as will Weber's. So we'll see where he can go. He's had a decent qualifying today, actually. He's managed to he's starting P8, so he's done pretty decent to get right bang in the middle, actually, of everyone. He's got 7 in front, 7 behind, so He's done pretty decent for us, so we'll see what he can do from there. It's a shame we haven't got Chirac on the grid as well anymore, to be fair, because Chirac and Seppel were always hard charging after these Ginettas. So.
Oh well,
Do you want?
It is a shame, really, but you know. So we'll soon go to our formation point. But the speed they're going to right now in their rolling start is about 80 miles per hour, 120 kilometers an hour, and they followed the race leader. Now the race leader has to be at that speed, but everyone else can be at whatever speed they want to try and catch up to the leader. But once they get to the leader, they have to stay at that speed. And then once they get to the formation point, which is about lap 10, then they got to go to a 2x2 formation and slow down to 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers an hour. And then once they get to the formation zone, it'll be up to Wolf to floor it wherever he wants, and that will signify the start of the race. And that makes it interesting. For most of his rolling starts, he's controlled very, very well, but there were a few, like in race 2 in Rapana, where he absolutely binned it, and that didn't work out for him. So who knows? We're just interested to see what happens. I think they're starting to get into their 2x2 formation now then, and it is very crucial that these drivers get this right, because otherwise it could pay dividends to a good race or a bad race. And maybe we could see some drivers that we don't expect on the podium today. You never know about these things. So we are almost going to the end of the rolling start, and this is gonna get very interesting. When is Wolf gonna floor it? When is he gonna decide to go right? He needs to find the right position to do it, and he's gonna wait until the start, finish straight. So we're almost there then, almost there at the acceleration point, and it is lights out, and away we go for the Donington Park Grand Prix for round 5. And I think Wolf's got a very, very good start there. He's pulling away, and Moo's doing very well as well. So the Ginetta's always falling that, but Chaos Fury is already on the back of Moo, and I think who was in second? I think it was I forgot who was in second, but the person in second has done very well. He's gone up to P2. Parfox is down in P7 at the moment, and he's trying to make a move on Frangwish as well. It's nice to see Frangwish in the mix again this week, and seems to be everyone having a clean start at the moment. Not much damage at this stage, but there is a few corners where you can bottle it, so you've got to be extremely careful. So, Ricardo! Oh, Ricardo's out! What happened to Ricardo? Did you see?
Not sure. I heard a big crash and then saw the pit symbol, and then I think it was just a matter of a bit of a retirement.
Oh, and we had one other.
I wonder if it was lag though. I'm not sure.
And we had one other.
Someone else has gone.
I forgot who it was. I don't know who it was.
Seen.
Well, I will find out in a minute. But it looks like the front runners are still there. So like the Wolf and Rainbow. Oh, it was Rainbow. That's it, Rainbow. And Moo's already got a time penalty. Moo's already got a time penalty already.
Rainbow is there, P2 still. Yeah,
he is there, and Chaos Fury is trying to make a move on the inside of Moo there for the EVR, and he is lagging. He's spinning again. Oh, it's one of those corners where you can absolutely mess up. I did that a few times today when I was having a go at this track just to get a feel for it, and it's quite hard. But Seppel is already doing very well, trying to catch up to the Ginettas in P3. He is trying to see if he can make a move at the moment. No, he's P4, sorry, not P3. My bad. But it won't be that long before he might catch up to the guys and get P3. But he's about half a second clear of Moo in the Ginetta there. So that is very, very interesting that it looks there. So he's going to try and make a move around the inside of Moo. Moo's a nice defending from Moo, actually. He's trying to defend that quite nicely from Seppel there, and Moo easily keeps his position, but Seppel almost got the switchback done there, but unfortunately it's Seppel that had to stay position. But can he quite make it? This is a tricky corner to overtake, and I think, no, he almost squeezed Moo actually, but he had to make it stick there. So, he's not giving up. Look at him. Look at him. He is trying his absolute best to go into corners. that you can't possibly overtake in. But now this is the easiest corner to overtake in now. This is the start-finish straight. Don't forget, guys can pit now if they want to, if they got a bit of damage. But I think Seppel's under pressure from Bolton, who's already having a really decent start up into P5. One of our new drivers here in this league, and already very, very strong in this circuit. Don't forget, it's his home Grand Prix at the moment, so it's already looking very strong for him. I can tell he's had a lot of practice as well. So three-way battle for third place, as it will. So to be honest, any one of these drivers can do it, but we are going to try and cover as many people as we can. Possibly try and cover some of the midfield as well. Oh, we've got 12 drivers, so we're losing a lot of drivers tonight. I don't know what's happening, but
I think one of them is, well, all the EVR.
I know. I know actually. One of them is Waitok, I think. So I can't see his abbreviation. He has got a lot of retirements this season. I think the only retirements he didn't have was in the first race and in the race just gone last week. So those were the only races he didn't retire on. The rest he either retired or disconnected. So
Seppel trying to cut back at the Melbourne loop, but he's now on the outside for Goddard's, but he's going to try again here. Move's gone really wide, nearly trimming the grass. He's going to have another go down into Redgate, but as you said, Bolton having a cracking race in P5, but Pathox is right there lurking as well. In the background you can just see the one American and Franglish as well, so they aren't too far behind. Wolf is not pulling away like he normally does either at the front of the field. He is only 8/10 ahead of Rainbow at the moment in the Mercedes, so we'll keep an eye on that gap for you and make sure we flick to that if there's going to be an opportunity. But at the moment, Seppel is the guy making the moves. We'll quickly have a look back at Living Dead and Burnout. I think Burnout is having connectivity issues again though.
Yeah, it is quite common for him. I think last week the week before his lag issues weren't too bad. I think it was not too bad, but I think it's got worse again. So I really don't know what to do, but hopefully he can still do this race, and hopefully the drivers won't get distracted by him, especially. So possibly Burnout will probably have to let him through at some point. And yeah, already this is proving to be very interesting. The gap to the front is already 2.3 seconds. So yes, and if you're wondering who Rainbow is, I think Rainbow's I'm a Cyborg, and don't forget he has won the race in Indianapolis in the endurance race, so he is looking for another win today. Oh, and the Living Dead. Oh, we had a bit of contact. I think it must have been from Burnout who had a bit of contact with these two drivers, but we've got the Living Dead 69 trying to make a move up on the inside of Selpa, I think it is. Yeah, it is Selpa. It's quite hard to see because I'm not controlling the cameras this week. It is Aiden this week, so new experience for me, but it is very, very close between these drivers. I wonder what camera they're using for this race because it could be quite tricky. Oh, and I think Burnout has made a move on a Living Dead 69. What a move. What a great move there. And I think Franglish has gone to the pit, so he's got a time penalty. But anyway, oh, what? Oh, no, there's a bit of contact again. There was nearly a bit of damage, but I think Burnout... where is Burnout? Oh, Burnout's up into P8.
I really don't know what's just happened, but he has made it past these two drivers, and I really don't know how. At one point, he was inside Selport's car. I really don't know how or what, but he looped to go up the inside of Redgate, I think, and then he actually had the move done on Selport on the way down through the craners, so he has made it up into P8 now.
Wow. That I don't know how he does it.
Seppel's P3.
Yeah, Seppel is P3 at the moment, looking very, very strong. But we've got the Janetta of Moo right behind him, and he nearly made a move from Seppel there, but he couldn't make it 6. I think Seppel must have got his way past Moo because we didn't see it. And
yeah, he did. And meanwhile, we were just saying about Wolf only being 8/10 ahead. Then you commented on him being 2.5 ahead. He's now just gone and set a lap time that was 4 seconds quicker than Rainbow. Am I seeing that right? His lap was a 27.5 just now, and Moo's back through. Moo was back through. Seppel just went wide at turn 1. I was too busy looking at the timing sheets. But yeah, Wolf has just gone 4 seconds quicker than anyone else on the track, pretty much, other than Burnout, and even then he's still 2.5 seconds quicker. So, absolutely stellar lap from Wolf at the front of the field.
He is dominating.
Moo did just make it back past. Where's the other battle now? We have got the one American catching EVR Bolton, who's actually slipped back now behind Pathox.
Oh!
One American's lost it. He's lost it at McLean's. He's going to go tumbling down the order. He's got to wait for the other cars to pass before rejoining, and he does. He's rejoining behind the battle of Burnout, Living Dead and Cellport. Unfortunately, he was just catching Bolton, and Bolton did just do a 1:38.3, so I believe he's had an excursion somewhere, which has meant he's dropped down behind Pathox.
Yeah.
Who's lurking. He is lurking, but all of these guys have got time penalties. Moo's on the grass at Goddard's.
And so is Seppel as well.
He comes back on. Yeah, he's come back on the track right in front of Pathox, so this is a good battle here for what is the last spot on the podium at the moment. The other guys are 5 seconds down the road, and Wolf 10 seconds down the road with 11 seconds now, so this is where the action's at the moment.
Yes, the battle for I think for P3, because the gap between P2 and P3 is way behind at the moment, but Wolf is already gained, is now 6 seconds now. What is he? Oh, he's pulling lap time after lap time. It's just incredible. But Rainbow's got a nice lap time as well. So it shows that his pace is almost there with Wolf's. So I think it'll be a close battle when it gets to the pit strategy time. So that is going to be very, very important. But I think I see Pathox on the back of Moo there, not doing too bad at the moment. But I think Moo is trying to overtake Seppel there. But they do that very, very cleanly. I think what I've heard, most of these drivers don't use authentic assist. They turn all their assists off. So that's quite tricky as well. Oh, we have Ricardo that's just joined the lobby, and Waithawk's just joined it. Okay, don't worry, ignore me.
Yeah, it's now, because I've just flicked up the track map, it has now just confirmed who's left and who's disconnected and whatnot. So it's just cycling through who's disappeared now, and it's glitching out a little bit, saying people have joined. We have lost Waithawk in the Bentley, Ricardo in the Porsche, and I don't know who the other one actually is yet. I still haven't figured it out. I haven't had a chance to look, but
it is quite hard to figure out in this game who has retired, which is very not helpful at all, to be honest. But we have someone in 12th place.
Is he Chaos Theory? Is he Chaos Theory, or is he?
No, Chaos Theory is in 12th.
He's just in pit lane.
And I am seeing
Franglish.
And I'm seeing some weather changes. I'm possibly seeing some weather changes. I'm seeing a bit of rain on our horizon. I can see like just a glimpse of it. It might be just me, but I think it won't be done before people have to pit. No, I'm right. It is changeable conditions, and they're deciding doing it in lap 8. So this is going to be interesting. So I think all the drivers have got to pit earlier than they thought, but I think they were practicing for this. It is changeable conditions, but it does vary for whatever lobby you go to. So you never know when the rain is going to hit. That's one advantage of the weather system they have in Project Cars 2. You never know what will happen, unlike the F1 where you know, oh, it's going to rain at this time. The engineer will tell you, but I don't think the engineer will tell you. So you just, all the drivers have got to do is just get their gut instinct, really, and you know. Wait a minute. Rainbow is in the lead. Rainbow's in the lead. So,
he is.
So I don't know what happened to Wolf.
1 minute 40 lap time for Wolf. That is a whole 13 seconds slower than he has been doing. So he's had a spin somewhere. I don't know why I managed to miss that one. Like you managed to just catch it just now. But raindrops are falling, as you said. Chaos Theory had pitted. I don't think it's wet enough yet for wets, so I don't know whether he'll actually be on wet tyres now, and if he is, it could be an absolute worldie of a strategy call, but he might kill the wet tyres. Wolf looking up the inside into Copy, so that's not really an overtaking spot, but Rainbow gives him room and manages to stay on the racing line and ahead. But now look at this, we've got 4 cars all within the space of 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds. and we've still got weather to throw into this mix and pit stops. So, like I said, chaos theory, if he has pitted for wet, he's got to try and keep the life into him and hope the rain falls fast, because it will start eating the wet tyres if you run them on a dry track. They'll just slide across, they'll overheat, and the tread blocks will just move around on the dry tarmac, and you'll struggle for grip. Even in the wet, then once they've gone, you will have to pit again. So that'll be interesting to see what he does lap times wise now, and whether he has to come in again, because there is still 30 laps to go.
It is all to play. It is all to play for. They got to judge when is the best time to come in. It is quite tricky to find out with this rain, especially if you haven't raced in rain before. It will be Bolton's first race in the rain, I believe. But so it'll be quite tricky. No, and Rainbow's gone wide, so I think it's allowing Wolf to see if he can overtake, and I think he gets the move done. Very nicely done, in fact. But this is a tricky corner coming up. Can Wolf stay where he is? Yes, he can. So that little mistake from Rainbow there has allowed Wolf to make his way past ever so nicely. He did it that quite easily. He made it look easy there, which just goes to show he's one of the best drivers on the grid. But he is 4 attempts closing up on Rainbow, also known as I'm a Cyborg. So he is not giving up. But I think the other interesting battle is Parfox and Seppel as well. Parfox is closing up to Seppel as well. We got Seppel running wide. He's spinning. So it's allowing the Janetta of Moo to go past him, because don't forget, if you spin, you've got to wait until a driver's gone past you. So he's done the right thing by doing that, but he's lost a bit of position. So he's down into P5 at the moment. So it was looking a very strong start from Seppel, but he's way down the order now. Possibly the conditions are getting to him at the moment, but you never know what might happen. So a few mistakes from these drivers tonight as the weather is coming in, and it is going harder at the moment. So but I don't think it's the right time to pit just yet. I think wait probably a couple more laps, and I think they can pit. So it's all good at the moment. And a few people are suggesting Janettas might struggle for race pace in the rain. Yes, I think they probably might, because I know Wolf struggled in Rapuna, like we said, but
Rapuna Park.
Yes, but yeah, I think
he did.
He has a lot of practice. They did practice about 9 o'clock last night, and they are determined to do well in the rain. And Bolton's going into the pits, so I think he's made the call for wet tyres. Is it the right call? I really don't know. We will just have to find out. I can't really tell what tyres. Yeah, it is wet tyres. Personally, I wouldn't have gone out.
No tyres. No tyres.
It's just fuel.
Didn't take tyres. He just fuel, and I think that might be a pit stop error there. He might have set his pit strategy wrong, and that's why they haven't changed the tyres, because they went to do it and never did. You do see the full animation when the tyres are changed. So I don't know whether he's having damage repaired right now or what's going on, but he's had a bit of an issue there, I think. Unless the animation doesn't show for us and he is taking tyres right now, I'd be surprised. But he could well. We'll see what his pace is like when he comes out, because this could be his proper pit stop, and like I say, it's a visual issue rather than him not taking tyres. He could well be. He's been there a long time.
He is losing time though for being in the pits though. It might be a glitch, but he is losing a lot of time. He's probably like loads of laps down now at the moment. So let's go on board with Rainbow then, who is 4 attempts closing in onto Wolf. So that Rainbow is not giving up. It just goes to show he is not that far pace wise from Wolf. Look, 1/100 of a second separating Wolf and Rainbow lap time wise. So both of them are doing very well in these changeable conditions. Maybe this can work for him. And don't forget, they both got at least 1 win. They want to capitalise that and possibly make it another, but we will see. As this is a quite tricky move to overtake, but Rainbow was trying to do a move, but I think he had to make it stick. I do see that it's still quite drizzly at the moment, so but I'm surprised at the amount of grip they got. They're actually doing it very, very well, so looking very promising at the moment. But Bolton is still in the pits, so there must have been a lot of damage from him. So I don't know what's happened to him.
He's going now.
We caught him just at the right time.
Out of the pit lane now. Yeah, just coming out of the pit lane now. So whether he had heaps and heaps of damage and we just can't see, there go the leaders. So he's got to be careful for Pathox coming up behind him now, because he'll be getting the blue flags from the marshals. But yeah, costly pit stop there for him. I can't imagine them all going to be taking that long, because Chaos Theory was pretty much in and out, but we didn't know whether he took tyres either. So we'll have to see. But we did see Rainbow through the corner. We just saw the old hairpin. He ran wide on the lap when Wolf got past him, and that's why the move was very, very easy in the end, because he basically had to give back the time, and Wolf just breezed around the outside of him.
Yeah, that's probably why. But it just goes to show you can't make much mistakes, and the championship is wide open as well, so he can't make much mistake. He's 5th place at the moment. But it looks like Rainbow was going to do another move, but that didn't make it stick there. But the other interesting closing up is between Moo and Parfox. Yeah, and I think Moo was trying to make a move down the outside of Parfox, but he had to stay put at the moment. And we got Seppel in the background as well, losing a bit of time though. So I think he's probably struggling in these conditions, which is not like him, because he did well in race 2, he actually won it, so maybe this track is quite tricky for them in these conditions, so maybe this is not the best track for him. And Parfox has gone into the pits, so
guys are coming out with tyres. Let's see if we see the animation this time or not.
Nope.
No, they don't do it. No, I believe that probably
it's a
visual glitch on our end for director and broadcaster mode. I don't think they'll definitely be taking tyres. There you go, off he goes. That's a much faster stop than we saw EVR Bolton make. So unfortunately for him, it was an error, but we've still got the battle for the lead. There goes the one American just past your screen, and also the Living Dead's in the pits as well. Not sure how long he's been there as well. There's another crew out in the pit lane, and that's Chaos Theory, and he's got to go round him, and there's nearly a collision in the pit lane. Absolute carnage at Donington Park, but yeah, he manages to get out ahead, and Chaos Theory's lollipop's gone up. He must be still having some damage repaired or something. We'll see. Franglish back in the pits. This will be for his wet tyres. As I said, I didn't think he'd taken them before. This must be for wets now.
Yeah,
so
that
lots
must
of drivers
be.
opting in.
Oh no, they are changing tyres. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, there you go. So for this time, we've got the actual visual on and off.
Yes.
Job with the tyres and the lowering of the car. There you go. That's the full animation. That's what should be happening and isn't for some reason. I don't know why. Unless these guys aren't taking tyres. Unless they're just not taking tyres, which I can't see, because you can see a nice sheen on the tarmac now. It is properly wet.
They've got to pit. They've got to pit.
They have got to pit. And that must be Bolton trying to unlap himself. It is. Franglish has let him go into turn 1. So Bolton still 12th position. In theory, he should be. He's a lap down, all the way down to 10th place. So.
Oh, we've seen Franglish gone a
so
bit
here we go.
there.
Seppel's in the pits, and he's already on his way out. He's already done his, and he's going to rejoin in 6th position. Selpar also in. He's having his tyres changed now as well. And you can see the animation again. That's much better. Thank you, Picos, for now actually working. Pathox has gone through. Let's see where the Living Dead is, because the Living Dead was ahead of Selpar, if you remember. He's coming down the start-finish lane as Selpar is exiting the pits. He's not going to rejoin in front of him.
Oh, it's going to be close.
There he is.
There we are. That was a very close one. Yeah. So, I think Selpar can possibly try and overtake the person in 8th place, but you never know what might happen. But Wolf hasn't pitted, which is probably a big mistake for him. But Rainbow is pitting now, so I think that's the right decision for him. If people haven't pitted yet, I don't know what they're doing, because the front runners Burnout haven't pitted yet, so they're gonna probably struggle for grip if they don't pit. So Rainbow has made the right decision there. We just saw that they were changing the tyres there. I could see the animation just slightly in the camera, but they're waiting in the pits for quite a long time actually for Rainbow, so I wonder what happened. Maybe he got a bit of damage, but I don't know. Nope, he's gone. He is gone. All good. So yep, he is. Oh, and Burnout's in the pits as well. Whoa, he's missed the pit entry.
Big glitch, and also one American in the Porsche, also into the pit lane.
Yeah, very interesting.
There you go, changing tyres as well this time.
Yeah, so we can actually see people actually. I think the one American is his second pit stop at the moment, I think, because I remember him pitting once this race. So I think he doesn't have to pit at all now because he's pitted twice. It's all good. As long as he has the grip, it can last to the end of this race. But again, I'm still quite shocked Wolf hasn't pitted yet. He must be. His lap times are good.
His lap times are still quicker than anyone else.
But it's raining quite hard. It's raining quite hard on the track.
If he makes a mistake, all of that hard work being faster now is undone, and he has come into the pits. There's a little bit of damage on the front bumper of the Ginetta as well, so whether he'll opt to have that fixed in the pit stop, and Moo follows him in as well. Two teammates, two Ginettas in pit lane.
How's that going to work then?
Someone else was just in the pit lane as well. They have two separate garages.
Oh, Chaos Fury's pitted again.
One's behind the other. He's had to come in again. I wonder whether that might have just been a drive through though, because I don't think he stopped. I saw him drive straight past. Moo is away. Is Wolf? He is. Wolf's on his way out.
And he's joined in the lead. So we thought there was a mistake from him, but actually it paid off. So he's joined in the lead, Moo in second place. So basically the top two is pretty much the same as last week and last week really, first and second place. So yes, but it can all change as Rainbow is not that far behind off Moo, and his pace, his lap time was obviously not that strong because he was in the pits, but his pace at the moment I think is looking very, very strong at the moment. He's going at a very good speed at the moment. I don't know how they do it in the wet. They got to brake sooner in the wets, don't forget, because they got to brake twice as quickly in the wet. I can just see the tarmac all floating at the moment. It's just crazy, but it's actually quite effective in the graphics. I like it. It's just really nice to see. But how the drivers are going to manage their tyres in these conditions, it's going to be a testimony. Whoever wins this race is going to prove that they can dominate in those conditions and be like a Senna-esque, pretty much, just like Senna did in '93. And I remember watching that race on the video VHS. Oh, and Rainbow has, I think, got in contact with Moo. Oh my God! So I think Moo might have got a bit of damage.
Bit of squirrely moment as well.
So that's allowing Seppel. That's allowing Seppel to join in the party. Seppel is right behind.
He's lost it. He's lost it right in front of Seppel.
Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse.
It is. Seppel does. It's a slow speed corner that, so they won't have a massive amount of damage from that. But all Seppel's hard work undone. But I will say, Rainbow was, if you remember, right on the back of this man, Wolf. He's now 5-6 seconds clear after that bit of a moment for the guys at Goddard's on that last lap just then. So he's pulling away, but can he do some good lap times to eke out that lead and use the clean air at the front and no pressure from behind to get off down the road for another win? We'll have to stay and see, but we'll have a run through the order quickly. Obviously we've got these three guys battling for number 2. Pathox was one of the ones that lost out quite a lot of time as well in the pit stops. Again, another 5-6 seconds slower. We don't know how much fuel these guys have had to take on. They might have started with less and put more in at the stop, which will probably be slower. Chances are they will have fueled all the way to the end, I would imagine, and just maybe put a splash in at the stop. Not sure, but Living Dead having a really good race. He has resumed after the pit stops in 6th place like he was before he pitted, so he is having a really good race in the Acura. Must be quite a strong setup he's got on that. Burnout with his lag issues and struggling for a bit of pace, but he's on pace with the midfield. He isn't going slowly, even with his lag. He obviously isn't seeing it, so his lap time was nearly a second quicker than Living Dead, so we'll see if he can catch up on him. Cellport's right there as well. His lap time just then wasn't as quick as Burnout. I wonder if Burnout might have actually just gotten past him on the last lap, actually. One American having a bit of a lonely race right now in P number 9. Then
That's
we've
a
got
cool
Franglish
position.
after his many... Is Franglish pitted twice, did we count, or was it just the once for him? And it was
I
Chaos
don't
Theory
know. It was
pitted
Chaos
more than
Theory.
once?
It was Chaos Theory definitely pitted more than once, and yeah, I think Franglish might have as well, but I don't have a clue. But it will be interesting to see.
So we're gonna.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how much.
Quickly have a
fuel
look
as
at
well.
this. Moo's P5. He's dropped 3 positions. And Seppel's all over the back of Rainbow now as well. So in that battle for second place, Moo has lost out big time. He's now he's lost about 6 seconds. So he's either had a spin or contact or something as we were going through the order, and he's way back now. He's only just coming out of Coppice down the Dunlop straight into the chicane now. I've heard a lot of drivers complaining as well about a puddle forming on the curb of that the inside of the chicane. So that's one to watch out for into there and through the middle of the chicane. There's a massive puddle that forms later in the race, and we've still got another 21 laps. So some of you might not know who watch this, who are watching the stream. In this game, there is fluid dynamics built into it, so the water will flow as it would in real life, and Pathox is actually now behind Seppel. Seppel's up to P2. He's just made a mistake at Goddard's, the final corner at Donington Park, and he's looped it round, as has Rainbow. Rainbow's now P5 behind Moo, so it's all kicking off.
Yeah, it is very
And the guy who's
interesting.
capitalised on it is Seppel.
Seppel is in familiar territory right now. The last few races, I think the only race he didn't get a podium was the first race and the third. The second and the fourth race he got first and third. So it is quite common territory for him to be on the podium. So he has got the pace to do it in the wet. I think he could be the one to watch in these conditions, because don't forget he's won in wet conditions before. So I'm closely going to watch out for Seppel as much as I can today, just to make sure that he's keeping up with the pace. But I think Wolf must be practicing in his own time, because he's not letting the mistakes of Rapana get to him, and he is dominating this field by 8 seconds. Amazing. And we've got Living Dead not doing too bad either, in 7th place, and I think Burnout might be lagging for us, but it might not be lagging for some other people. So it might just be a broadcaster director glitch.
He's just worked his way past Living Dead up into McLean's after the old airpin on the run up the hill. But Living Dead's not letting him have it easy. He is having another loop back at him. I assume he can't see this lag, and none of the drivers will. So they will be able to race wheel to wheel. So it might look like there's going to be a massive crash, but chances are it's all okay and under control. So
yeah, because that's what they had earlier on. We were looking at the forums, I remember, and I was like, oh, this person didn't have lag, but we saw it on the stream. So it was quite weird to see. So it might just be a glitch in the game, but you never know. So yeah, so we already got Pathox and Moo trying to close up. We've got Rainbow already down the order as well in 5th. So I don't know what's happening with him. Got Living Dead in 6th, but Burnout is not giving up. He is 1 second clear. Well, 1 second behind Burnout. And no, I forgot who's in 7th. It's one of the does. I forgot who it was, but it's
7th is Living Dead.
Living Dead. He must have dropped.
And
So Burnout's got the position already. And no, the positions are changing like flies. It's crazy, but yeah, sorry about that. It's quite hard to see the abbreviations because they had the 2 same abbreviations. But oh well, never mind. But I'm guessing because their first name starts with THE. So yeah, but we're riding on board with Mood then. Let's see how he gets the final corner done in the rain. Oh my god, he does that very well. I can't even do that in the dry, so he's doing it in the rain is actually pretty good. He is closing up quite nicely, and on his lap pace is not too bad. Similar pace to Wolf. But
interestingly, if you have a look at that man in P2, how fast is his lap time?
1:35.4
quicker than the leader Wolf, and it was a 9/10 faster lap on the last lap as well. So he's just reeled Wolf in by 2 seconds, and there's still 18 laps to go yet, and we've got chaos in the pits again for a second time.
Third.
I think possibly even third, and he's missed his pit box as well for good measure. So not a good day at the office for the EVR guys at the moment, struggling for getting these pit stops right and just general overall grip. Yeah, they must be just struggling with the Audi. But one person that is not struggling with the Audi is Seppel. He's absolutely charging after the leader Wolf. He's done it before at Rapuna Park in the rain, and there's nothing saying he can't do it again because there's a long way to go yet.
It is half. I think it's halfway into this race now, so it is all to play for. The rain can go even harder, and I think it looks like the rain is here to stay. So they gotta be careful not to brake too hard or too late. There could be some serious consequences. But all these drivers seem to be managing it very well. Chaos Fury's still in the pits. Bolton's trying to make up for lost time, but the top 10 are not doing too bad on pace. Similar lap times.
Wolf's made a mistake.
Yeah, Wolf's made a mistake.
He's only a second clear.
Oh, so I think Seppel is trying to catch up. I don't think he'll be expecting to go past him. He probably just wants a podium place at the moment. But I wonder what he'll be thinking in his head right now. Would he make the move or will he play it safe? I think he can make the move, you know, and make it done. But
he's just done a 34.9. He's just beaten his own personal best in the rain. Even with the rain getting worse, he's just gone 6/10 quicker, and Wolf has just cost himself about 10 seconds. Well, actually no, he was 6 seconds clear, and now Seppel's right on him. The chance is now he can't let Wolf regroup, get his tyres back in the right window, because his tyres might be overheating now. If Wolf backs off a little bit and saves some rubber for the wetter part of the race, you might find later on he'll be really fast. But and someone should have looped it round. Is that Bolton? It is.
That's Bolton. But it doesn't
Luckily,
matter. Oh, he's out.
Tired.
He's out.
Yep, out of the race.
Oh, what a shame. So
unfortunate there.
He had his first points in Le Mans, but he didn't race last week, and he lost it this week. So no points for this race, unfortunately, for Bolton. So we're now down to 11 drivers. But very interesting. Chaos Fury is still in the pits, and he must have had like a lot of damage, but we're all riding on board with Seppel. His pace is incredible. 1:35.8. He's already like a second faster than Wolf. So
another second faster than Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's struggling for grip in the Jeanette. He really is. You can see that Seppel can be way later on the brakes. He does go a little bit deep there into the old airpin, which does slow him up a little bit, but he's got this setup dialed in. The only other man that is actually on a charge, who's doing low 35 somehow, is Burnout in this smashed up laggy Audi, and I really don't know how or whether them times are correct, or whether it's saying that it's a 35.0 because he's lagging towards the line at the last moment. I really haven't got a clue, but he's in 6th. He's pulled away from Living Dead. He's managed to gap him by 7 seconds. He's got another 12 seconds to close down Rainbow, who is now battling with Moo as well. I want to try and keep an eye on this battle and the lead, which is hard to do with only one camera.
And Rainbow's trying to make a move.
Rainbow's going to have a loop down the inside. There's a river across the road there as well in the braking zone for the chicane, so that's going to be a ballsy move if you can get that done and breaking into there with the puddles forming. But Pathox is P3. Oh, and Rainbow's lost it, as has Moo. Both of them losing it in the middle of the room. What's going on here? Rainbow all across the grass on the inside. He's actually been the biggest loser there. He's lost ground to Moo, but both struggling for grip. They both lost it in this one of the slowest corners on the track. It must be so frustrating. The back end just getting away from them and looping it round. So they have dropped back now from this man Pathox, who's looking pretty for a P number 3, but we'll flick back to the lead because Seppel is hounding the back of Wolf again. That's last lap time. Wolf was marginally quicker by about half a tenth, which is nothing around this circuit at all. So he's going to hang on for dear life because he really doesn't want to let Seppel go, because if he does, you saw the lap time Seppel could do in clear air. He was really on a hard charge, and I think he could potentially... Wolf's very, very sliding through there. Jesus. Back end was out then. Oh, wrong one, wrong camera. But Seppel is 2 tenths behind him. Is he going to have a look into here? Surely not. We'll go to Seppel's cockpit. No, he doesn't have a look.
He is playing it safe because he's a bit cautious on the weather, which I think is very, very good to see. If he can't make the move done, he just plays it safe, which is quite nice. But Seppel might make a move there, but some nice defence. Oh my god!
Oh, he's run into the back of him.
Oh my god!
Runs into the back of him as Wolf was... Basically, Wolf went defensive to block the inside line. Seppel thought, right, I'm going to try a cutback move, as another big twitch for Wolf through there, and twitching on the exit. That Ginetta does not look great at all through the slow speed corners, as we've just seen Moo loop it round at one of them, one of the hairpins. So it's looking like Wolf is going to really struggle to the end of the race with another, what, 14 laps to go. He's going to struggle to keep this man behind him, he really is. But yeah, Wolf was trying to stop the cutback from Seppel. Seppel would have had the run up into the final corner, and he basically braked middle of the corner. It just kept the car on the apex, so Seppel could not pass him, and he's just ran wide now, Seppel has, in the dirty air of Wolf, because he was that close to him. So he might have to back off a little bit here and concede some ground to him, but I'm sure he can catch him back up. We've got a back marker ahead as well in Coppice right now. I think that must be Franglish. It is. We'll go on the cockpit, off the cockpit, sorry, and into track cameras. But yeah, the battle for the lead is raging on at Donington.
It definitely is, but I think Franglish is stopping there. But I've been noticing that Chaos Theory has been in the pits for ever so long now. I literally don't know what is happening to him. So, oh, he's gone. So
his car looks to be in the garage, I think, behind those billboards.
It looks like.
See if that's right. Yes, he's definitely in some form of garage, but what, I don't know. But
looks like he's out.
It does look like he's retired, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not showing in the game.
Rainbow has lost it again.
Rainbow is struggling.
I've just seen Burnout move up a position. Burnout doing some really good lap times in the 35s. Again, he's 35 for that lap time. Fastest man on track at the moment by a country mile, because the battle for the lead rages on. They're holding each other up. Pathox is the only one in clean air, and he's only lapping 37s.
Yeah.
Rainbow's car is all over the place. It's twitching. It's got a lot of torque, this Mercedes, as we said at Rapuna Park, but Pathox is managing it as well. And he's doing a better job at the moment than Rainbow, which is surprising. But he is doing really well. You see how sideways he gets through Redgate as well. He's just struggling through every type of corner, low, medium and high speed. Moo's got a little bit of breathing space now.
It is quite tricky, I think, in these wet conditions. But massive shout out goes to EVR Rapids, who is in the chat, who is saying that the battle for the lead is getting intense at the moment, which it is. He is liking these battles from the top two. He's very impressed with them. So massive shout out goes to you guys Rapids in the chat. Make sure you get involved. Who you think is going to win this race? I think it could be anyone's game, but I think my eyes is between Wolf and Seppel. Any one of those two, I think, can do it. They are, I think, every lap so far, Seppel is gaining on Wolf. He had a little bit of a mistake there, but he could possibly capitalise that perhaps. But Wolf seems to be doing well on pace-wise at the moment. But yes, doing really well. And I think Frank was just doing his best to try and keep up as well. And I think the only people that got penalties is Seppel, Moo, and Rainbow and Franglish. Everyone else seemed to be alright. I think we had quite a lot of penalties last week, so but we had
so a 1 second penalty for Seppel, a 1 second penalty for Moo, 2 seconds for Rainbow actually, and another 1 second for Franglish as well.
Yeah, so very, 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 very close. It just goes to show you've got to be careful in these conditions, I think. But yeah, we can see the map there. Most of them are all ever so bunched together. Look at them. But we have quite a few people like racing their own race at the moment, but for damage limitation. But I think the interesting battles, we've got Seppel and Wolf, and we got and is Wolf trying to defend off Seppel there, and he does that quite nicely as well. Does that very well in fact, and yes, Seppel went a little bit wide there, but I think he managed to stick it in. Franglish has gone in the pits now, so he's pitting again, so he must be struggling a bit on grip at the moment, but let's ignore that at the moment and concentrate.
This man's struggling even more. He's down to 7th. The Living Dead has got him.
So Rainbow,
Burnout's lost time. He has just done a 34.5. He lost time to Moo though. He's now like 10 seconds back from Moo. The Living Dead has got past Rainbow, so that's really, really good driving from Living Dead. But the battle for the lead is still Wolf from Seppel. Selpart a little bit further adrift, as is the one American, really struggling with these conditions. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage on that rear end as well, so I wonder if he's... Yeah, he definitely has. You can see the bumper is a little bit bent, so he's probably had an off somewhere, because he is about 21 seconds now behind Selpart in the other Mercedes.
Which is a bit of a shame there, but it might be just a visual glitch, but he is still going though, so that's props to him for that. That is just very, very impressive, but already I can see Seppel and Wolf, their lap times are very similar. Wolf 1:36.7 last lap, Seppel 1:36.3. So Seppel is way fast, well, faster by like 4 tenths per second. This is going to be ever so close between these drivers. It'll probably go down to the final lap, I think. It won't be over just yet. They are quite close in the championship. Wolf is in the lead of the championship at the moment. Seppel's in 3rd. So this could change if things change. But at the moment, looks like Wolf will be extending his lead. But he can't become complacent at the moment because he knows that Seppel is right behind him. I wonder what he's thinking in his head right now, but I think he's keeping it calm and collective, because if he's under too much pressure, then he could possibly bin it. So that's why he's focusing on his own race and making sure he doesn't bin it into corners, because his pace is looking very good right now. There's nobody in the 135s at the moment, because there was people in the wets in the 135s. So this proves to be that it is getting wetter, and the conditions are quite more tricky at the moment. The more puddles are starting to form, but yeah, the pace is looking good between the top two.
Yeah, I did just notice a second ago, you can see Rainbow's lap times are 1:41.8 after his issues on that lap before. Selpart's actually catching him. He's only 4 seconds adrift, just crossing the line now. You can see that big river across the road there as well, so there's plenty of puddles out on track for these drivers to negotiate. But Burnout, I saw on his lap time, Rainbow's actually lap time now is a 1:40, so he's had 2 bad laps, 2 lap times in the 1:40s, so he's really, really struggling for pace. And we've got Burnout's lap time, sorry, was a 1:44, so when I said he dropped back from Moo, he was about 10 seconds back from Moo. He's now only about 8, so he is faster. Well, you can see that last lap, he was 2.1 seconds faster on that last lap, so Burnout could be still in with a shout of a podium. Yes. If Pathox or Moo make any kind of mistakes, Burnout's going to be there to pounce. But Seppel's made a mistake. Seppel's made a mistake because he is 7 seconds now.
Oh my god.
Where's Wolf? Wolf is through turn 1 now. Yeah, so Seppel made a mistake somewhere. His last lap time, sorry we missed that, guys, but 1 minute 46 and a 1:39 for Wolf as well. So I wonder if that was contact somewhere. I really do, because Wolf's 2 seconds slower than what he should be aiming to do, is 37s, as is the rest of the field, pretty much. And Seppel's, like I say, is well off. He's lost 7 seconds in terms of lap time anyway. But he'll hope to catch him back up. There's 9 laps to go. He's got time. Let's see what he can do. But Pathox is lurking. He's seen that, and he's coming along nicely in the Mercedes.
Mercedes is very nice to drive around here, to be honest. It just feels very natural. But I haven't actually tried the Genettas yet, so I wonder what the Genettas will be feeling. Muir's dropped down to 4th, but he's slowly catching up to Parfox. I can see him in the background of Parfox, but his pace is not... Well, his pace is much better than Parfox at the moment, so he could gain possibly a second a lap maybe, so he could catch up to him easily. But I think Seppel is trying to increase the pace a little bit, because he was 7 seconds down at one point, now he's 6 seconds. So it shows he's good in the wet, but obviously his last lap time was quite bad due to the fact there must have been a bit of contact or something like that. So we thought the battle was going to the end of the race, but again, commentators curse us hitters. So we're very sorry about that, guys.
Seppel back on the pace again, though. Again, he's now into them mid-35s, and Wolf cannot match him. Wolf can't match him in clear air at the front. So when we saw Seppel up behind Wolf and he wasn't risking any moves, maybe he did when we missed it. We'll have to have a word with him after the race, if they indeed even make the podium. But we'll see what actually happened, because they both did lose quite a lot of lap time to the competitors. But yeah, I think Seppel has got a mighty good chance of catching up to Wolf. But he couldn't do anything with it just then. He sat behind him for what, 5 laps maybe?
Yeah.
And didn't, as we saw, make any moves. And we were with them for quite a while as well. Maybe like I say, we maybe missed an accident between the two, or a spin or something that lost him that time. But we didn't see him do anything. So if he does catch up, which he is doing, it's now only 5 seconds. It was 7 or so a minute ago, two laps ago. So about a second a lap. He's got a second a lap in there to catch him with about 3 to go. So he could do it, Seppel. So let's stay all eyes on him. But again, I say, for burnout, he's way faster than Moo. He's taken another 1.7, well, no, 1.6 seconds, sorry, out of Moo on the last lap. He is catching. Had he not had that spin, I think he would be up and maybe even past him by now.
Yeah.
Had he not have that 1 minute 44 lap time. But that's one to watch, and I think Moo is actually, he's lapping similar to Pathox. Pathox's last lap was actually quite a lot slower actually, so Moo's another one on the move.
Yes, Moo is trying to increase his pace a little bit. So I think he's the fastest person. No, Burnout's the fastest person at the moment, followed by Moo. And then it's Seppel and then Wolf. So those 4 are closing up time. I do see Seppel is losing a bit of time, so his lap time just then wasn't faster than his lap before. So if he wants to be closing up to Wolf again, he's got to gain at least a second a lap. So sometimes he is doing it, sometimes he's just losing a bit of time going through certain corners. But you know, it's a bit now he's a 1:36.1. So he must be gaining a little bit of time, not as much as we thought. So this could be very interesting to see how they do, and see how much downforce they get in the rain as well. So I think that's the only battle going on track at the moment. But I think we've got Parfox and Moo not that far behind, like 2 seconds adrift, I think. But I think Burnout's on a faster lap time. So I think Burnout could possibly try and catch up to Moo. But I think Moo's on a faster time than Parfox. So it could be possible that you could easily pass Parfox. But you never know here, because Parfox did get consistent podiums right up until race 2. But race 3 and 4, they just didn't happen. So Yeah, but he's looking for another one tonight. But I think Seppel's lap pace is still there. I think if it wasn't from his mistake towards a few laps ago, he would have possibly overtaken Wolf, I think, because of his lap pace, I think. So, what a shame.
Where would he have been as well without that spin out of the chicane?
Yeah.
He could have been there. You can see the one American's just coming through the chicane now, and it's because Rainbow is down to P8, and he's going to lose it again, is he? No, he does just keep it on the track. But as I said, he's got the wrong setup for this. I think he was banking on the weather staying away for longer than it did. It started raining within about 10 laps. He's drifting it through the final corner onto the start finish, but he's struggling, and Selpart is past him. So decent job from Selpart. He's got his Mercedes dialed in a bit better for the wet, because he was 3 seconds quicker than Rainbow on that last lap. So one American doing a decent lap time as well, actually, there, a 37.1.
Whoa!
So he's 3 seconds faster than Rainbow at this present minute, and he's only 7 seconds back, so he could get back up to that P8 starting position that he qualified in. So we'll see what he can do as well. Battle closest on track at the minute looks to be Moo versus Pathox. So we'll keep an eye. But Seppel down to 4.5 seconds now to the leader.
Yeah, so we're very interested to see what happens then. But I think we just passed the pit window then. So, but I think everyone has pitted, so people don't need to worry about that. But just in case people are new to the streams, they needed to have pitted by lap 36. But I think everyone pitted because of the wet conditions. So nothing to worry about. No penalties this week for pit entries or anything like that. So we should be fine. But let me know your thoughts in the chat as well for driver of the day as well. We have a lot of good contenders in this race from all the way down the field, in fact, not just the leader at the moment. But I'm quite... Wolf is on the 136, so Seppel is losing a bit of race... No, not Seppel. Seppel's gaining some lap pace. He's 4 seconds down now, 135.4, and Wolf is on 136 flat. So both of them increasing on the pace, but the fastest person on track right now is Burnout, surprisingly. So I don't think the drivers on the track are experiencing his lag. It must be a glitch from our end, but we don't know. So
definitely, yeah, it's definitely the case, because in the Ginetta series we did yesterday, there was no lag from Burnout like this, and every week I've watched him in this series, he's had heaps of the stuff, and I don't know why, but it's obviously some form of connectivity issue, but nothing to do with his end, I don't think, really. No. Because, like you say, I think everyone's seen what he is actually doing and not all this lag. But he is, as I said, catching Moo hand over fist. He's just done a 34.9, so an absolute brilliant lap time from Burnout.
Yes.
And he is going to have Moo here. Actually, is he going to have him? Is he going to do exactly what Seppel did and catch up to Wolf and not be able to do anything with it? We will see. But I've seen some good moves from him in the past, but can he stick one on the Ginetta of THR Moo? And a quick shout out to Seppel again. He's now 3.5 back, so another second that lap. He's just done a 35.0. He's just gone 1.6 seconds quicker than Wolf in the lead with 4 laps to go. There's a massive, massive puddle on the way into the chicane. Who's going to lose it on there? If anyone, we will have to wait and see. But there's Wolf coming through the Melbourne loop. There's Seppel in the braking zone. He can see his target. He wants the win and to take points off Wolf in the championship. There's still a long way to go. There's another 5 rounds to go yet. And I'm sure there's more weather on the cards for these drivers. Whether it be fog, thunderstorms, snowing, I don't know what's coming. But is Burnout past him? He is. Burnout getting past Moo right now. Exit of the Melbourne loop, and he's got him into Goddard. Nice. He's already ahead. Can Moon do a cutback move on him though? I don't think he's got the traction or the pace, because Burnout's lap times have been incredible. Let's see what he does this lap time around. 35.3 for Burnout, 37.6 for Moo. So again, 2.3 seconds slower, and he's had to pass him on track as well. and Burnout still did a low 35. So absolutely mental pace from Burnout, but he's looking solid for a P4. Can he get this man? 2 seconds down the road is Pathox. He could be on the podium after all that early drama he was in. So let's see. There's 3 laps to go yet, and Seppel's 2.5. He's tantalisingly close. If Wolf makes any mistake, any slight mistake, running wide, touch the curb on a painted white line, he's lost it. Seppel will be through if he makes a mistake. Can Seppel force him into one? If I was him now, I would be flashing the lights furiously every single straight, saying I'm here. Make him aware that make them look in the mirror rather than looking what's on the track, i.e. puddles, curbs that are going to be absolutely treacherous, and the painted white lines, of course. We do not want to be seeing anyone touching them. Burnout and Moo are still close together, but I think that's a done deal, I'd say myself. I don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do, but I will quickly show you this battle as well. The One American has caught Rainbow. He's got another 1.3 seconds to go to catch him, so we'll see what he can do, but he has been much, much quicker. Again, he was 3 seconds a lap faster, well, 2.5, let's say, on that last lap, and he's still got 3 laps to go, so I think he's going to have that job done. But here he is. Seppel. Can he do anything about Wolf?
I wonder, Seppel's pace, I didn't think he was going to do it, because once he binned it and allowed Wolf to slowly increase the gap, he was like 6 or 7 seconds behind. Now he's like 1 second, which just goes to show that his pace in the wet is absolutely incredible. So this is all to play for. Now he's 8
having a look at
tenths.
Pathox. He's all over the back of him for the last spot on the podium. His lag doesn't help us commentate on it because we don't have a clue what he's going to do, whether he's going to go inside, outside. I haven't got a clue, but hopefully there'll be no contact. But we'll see. He's having a look. Exit of copies, I think. Don't think he's going to have a go into the chicane. Surely not. Not with that big puddle there, right in the braking zone. We'll see if he can get a good exit and drive down towards the penultimate hairpin. He looks like he's cut the corner there, but I really don't think he has. I think he has gone through the chicane fine.
Yeah, he has.
It's just that
lag. Oh, he's done it!
It's just that lag, and I assume he's trying around the outside. There might have been a bit of contact there because Pathox did lose a bit of ground on the exit, but I think he's got the job done. There might have been a bit of door banging, but we could not tell you because the graphics just won't allow it for us at all.
Burnout.
But we're going to have to now nip to the lead.
Yes, that is a battle we are seeing at the moment. This is a battle you all want to see. Who's going to take the win? Oh my god, this battle has been going on since quite a long time now. 2 of our championship contenders, Wolf versus Seppel. Wolf very good on the dry conditions, and I think the best on the wet conditions has probably got to be Seppel in this case. So
definitely, the Audi has been superior in terms of setup, and you can see the back end of that Ginetta doesn't look happy. He's on the grass though, Seppel is. Can he keep it? He's kept his foot in. I think he might have to give back a little bit of lap time, and that could be it. It could be done. Maybe he won't. I'm not sure, but that puddle is absolutely. It's like the Red Sea on the entrance there to the chicane. But
someone's retired.
An absolute titanic battle. Someone has retired, and Seppel nearly into the back of Wolf because Wolf came to a pretty much standstill in the Melbourne Loop. There's going to be 1 lap to go this time around. We're going to see if they can do anything with it. Burnout is down to 5th. He's behind Moo and Pathox again. And I don't know how that's happened, but he's going down the inside, is he now? I don't know, I can't tell. And he's on his roof apparently. What is going on with this lag? We can't tell you, but we're going to have to go to these guys because into Redgate, Seppel is closing in. He's on the grass again. Wolf is looking to take another victory in this season. And I really kind of want to see Seppel stick a move on him on the final lap just for the scenes, but
just for the
I don't know if we're going to see. Just for the stream, yeah, pretty much. Burnout all over Moo, but I'm not going to click to that battle because of this lead battle. I will quickly shout out that the one American has made it past Rainbow, and he's up to 7th. And I believe it actually is he? Yes. Do you know who's lagged out?
It was the Living Dead. The Living Dead now.
It was the Living Dead. He was running 6th. He was having such a good race, but now Selpart is actually up to 6th. He's got up. Yeah, no, he has just inherited 6th place.
Wow.
Corners to go. Can do. Oh, that blue Giannetti, the pesky Giannetti, the whole race. I think he's led every lap actually, from pole.
Pretty
I don't
much,
think he's going to have any answer. Seppel needed to get the job done early on when Wolf was struggling, and now Wolf's got into a bit of a rhythm. He's managed to hold him off unless he fudges the last corner, which he doesn't, and it's going to be THR Wolf to take the win. He twitches across the line in delight because he managed to hold off Seppel. Pathox, is that? No, that's Rainbow having a massive accident in the background. Really frustrated with that race, I think, from him, because he had no pace in that race at all there in the rain. 1:45 was his last lap time. Pathox is going to hold off Burnout for the last spot on the podium. Really good drive by him. THR Moo comes home in 5th. Selpart is still only exiting Coppice. These guys are 45 seconds back. So they've got a long way to go yet, these. So let's see if anything happens. But what did you make of that, Jess? Jesus, that had us on the edge of a seat, didn't it?
Yeah. And these guys definitely put on the show tonight. Oh, that was incredible. I was very impressed with these guys, and they just get better and better every race, I think. Burnout, his best result, I think, in a while, because his early result was in P8, and that was in Indianapolis in the endurance race. So 4th place, he was so close for getting 3rd, but 4th place is still a massive result from him. So, and yeah,
definitely.
His pace was out there tonight. And I think for me, he's one of the contenders for driver of the day. He didn't win the race, but his pace was on it tonight in the wet conditions. Absolutely amazing. He was definitely practicing, but I think Seppel was there as well, pace-wise as well, but Wolf managed to hold in and try to not make as much mistakes, and he made less mistakes than Seppel, and that's what took Wolf the win tonight. So that's Wolf's 2nd win in a row, and that's Wolf's 3rd win of the season. So that's extended his lead in the Drivers' Championship. So already looking very, very good. So a 2nd podium in a row for Seppel, but one higher than last week. He was 3rd last week, now he's 2nd. I wonder how he feels after this race. Do you think he could have won this race? I don't know. But Parpox is in 3rd, his 2nd podium of the season. He was 3rd in the first race. No, his 3rd podium of the season, my bad. But yeah, we got Burnout in 4th, Moo in 5th, Selpart in 6th, the one American in 7th, Rainbow in 8th, Branglish in 9th, and Chaos completing the top 10. We only had 10 finishers, well, actually 9 finishers tonight, because Chaos Theory retired. All the others, like Wait Hawk and Living Dead and Chaos Theory,
EVR Bolton
has retired. So we had 4
as well.
4 retirees in this race. So not the best, but again, it is very tricky. So it is a part of the stream now where we invite the top 3 into the party, so they can have a say of what they think. And Aiden hasn't done interviews in a long time, so I'm going to pass you over to do the main questions. So let's see if we can invite.
Okay then.
So
let's try and get everyone in.
It does take a while because they do get a bit of a shock sometimes when they get invited into it. But you know, it was a very close race, and I am looking forward to next week now. If this week is anything to go by, next week is going to be interesting. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. It probably is up to the moderators of the overseers, as it were. So yeah, let me just switch screens a second. So we have our 2nd place person in the chat. We're just waiting for our 3rd place. We're just waiting on our 1st place man at the moment. But whilst we're waiting for Wolf, I think we should speak with our third place man, Parfox. Over to you, Aiden.
Yeah, well, it was a really good race, and Pathox, you managed to come home in P3, so congratulations to you. You managed to capitalise on other people's issues, but you drove a solid race in the Mercedes. I mean, Rainbow's pace was all over the place in the rain, but you seem to have a pretty dialed-in setup on your Mercedes. So how do you feel after mastering the rain around Donington?
I don't know about mastering, but it went a good race. I spent the whole week practicing, setting my car the best I could. I figured it out that we would race 2/3 of the race would be under the rain, so I prepared for that, and I think it went well. So I'm happy because other people do not manage to maintain consistency, and I have. So I think it was well deserved.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you managed to hold off Burnout at the very end. I think he did get past you, but then with a couple of laps to go, he lost it, I think, so you got back past him.
He was way faster than me, even on the straights. I was amazed. So he eventually overtook me, but also a few laps ahead he spun again, and I took advantage, and to the end I simply kept the consistency.
Yeah, really good job by yourself, so congratulations on P3. Jess, do you want to go to Seppel, second place man?
Seppel, what a race from you! Your second podium in a row. Your pace was on it tonight. What was your? Were you under pressure from Wolf? Do you think you almost got that win there, and you're Mr. Rain Man, I think. How did you feel about that? Because you lost it towards the end of the race in lap 31, I think. What was your mind going in your head at that point?
Yeah, thank you. At first, and to be honest, I'm a little bit gutted not have won this race.
Yeah.
Because I made a mistake in the dry at the exit of the chicane, where I lost about 10 seconds.
We saw that you lost a lot of time.
Yeah, that was about 10 seconds, and yeah, unnecessary fault on my own. Yeah, nothing to say about. But the rain, my pace was pretty good. I think Burnout was equally fast, if not a little bit faster. But it's probably the Audi with the rear engine, which suits the rain very well. So yeah, I was fighting until the end, and probably Wolf made a mistake again. I could force him into one, but he didn't make one, so it's a well-deserved win, I think, for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult to see your pace suddenly drop off when you were stuck behind Wolf, but Wolf was doing the right thing in just driving his line and just keeping you behind, and did a cracking job. But I do wonder, we saw at one point when we were sort of doing a bit of a run through the order, you lost around sort of 6 to 8 seconds, and Wolf also lost about 2 or 3. Was there any sort of contact between the two of you when you were battling, and that's what cost you that gap, basically, that you had to then remake up? Because we did miss it on stream, and we were like kicking ourselves because I flicked to some other battle, but yeah, I didn't quite catch it. But we saw the gap all of a sudden just increase, and then obviously you just couldn't quite get it back. But what happened there?
I was very cautious through the puddle at the entry of the chicane, because this one was really brutal, and Wolf had really good pace through the chicane. But in the hairpin, I was faster again. So as it was very difficult to follow him or even get past in these conditions, I tried to get a good run through the chicane and alternated my line a little bit. And at the exit of the chicane, suddenly Wolf was very slow because I think he missed the entry a slight bit, yeah. And so I was trying to avoid him because it was very close and try not to hit him. And I think I slightly hit him. I got 2 damage at the front and spun out. So I think Wolf wasn't sure if it was his fault, so he waited a little bit for me. And yeah, then I think the gap was about 6 to 8 seconds, something like that, and 10 seconds to the end. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm basically 1 second per lap faster than him. Could be a close one, but yeah. As I said, I fought to the end, but didn't work out today.
You certainly did, yeah. So, do you want to go to Wolf, Jess, or do you want me?
I can speak to Wolf since I speak to him last week. Yet again, another victory from you, Wolf. Well done. The battle was really intense to watch. You must have been under pressure for this whole time, seeing if Seppel was going to overtake you or not. What made you defend so very well in those last few laps?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know where my pace went in the rain. I don't know if it's just a genetic thing or not, but in the dry, it was fine. I think I was the fastest guy on the track in the dry. I hope he's never seen me go into the pits. I really hope not, because yeah.
I don't think we did.
It if you haven't. Oh, good, thank God. I'm not even going to say it.
I can't remember.
It's that embarrassing, but yeah. But nah, I got 13 damage on the front going into the pits because I locked up the brakes and went into the wall.
We didn't actually see the what you're talking about, but I did see the damage. And I thought, he's led the whole race, and I noticed the front end. I actually commented on it when you were trundling down pit lane. I was like, there's a bit of damage on the front of that, and I don't know where he's picked that up from. And that explains it right there. Is that you've done a Seppel coming in and hit the wall.
Yeah, that wasn't the only mistake as well. I think, I don't know if it was in the dry or just after the pits. I think it would be in the dry because I was still just in front of Rainbow at the time. Going down, I think it's turn 3, where it's like a downhill left, where it like compresses. The car just didn't want to turn, it just went straight on and then I spun around. So if you've seen in the splits when he overtook me in the dry, that was because of that as well. So, but yeah,
we did see you lose that time. We didn't see it happen, but we did see the time loss, and all of a sudden Seppel was all over the back of you. But yeah, we haven't actually got any embarrassing moments of you on stream, but we've seen heaps of time and gone, oh, he's lost time, why is that? So
we missed it.
It hasn't gone completely unnoticed, but yeah, no, but you still managed to drive the right lines, as I said, to Seppel and keep him behind you. But you must have seen his pace in the rain after the pit stops and been thinking, Jesus, he's gonna launch a massive attack, and he never actually managed to, other than the one that we discussed with Seppel with a bit of contact. Other than that one, he was never actually able to get to use that sort of second a lap advantage to get past you. But you managed to drive some really good lines. So what were you thinking when you saw him charging up to you? Did you just think stay on line and make him go the long way around, or did you take a different approach?
I was, to be honest, after the pits I was paying attention to Rainbow more. Nothing against Seppel, but I thought he was in the midfield fight, so I was really surprised when he came right back up. But I don't know how Rainbow wasn't ahead of me after the pits. Like, I don't know, I think
he had a long stop. Him and Pathox both lost about 5 seconds to you in the stop. So I don't know why that was, but maybe the Mercedes needed a bit more fuel or something.
We have gone to the pits too soon.
No,
right, yeah, you did a bit of it.
We changed to wet tires too soon, I think.
Probably.
But
yeah, that'll be why then. Probably, yeah. But yeah, it was a good one.
As I jumped Pathos in the pits, he pitted 1 lap earlier than me. I think I jumped Pathos and came right behind Rainbow after his pit stop. And I think before the pit stop he was about 5 seconds in front of me, and Pathos was in front of me before my pit stop as well, or before his pit stop. I pitted 1 lap late, and I think Mu and or both Ginettas pitted even 1 lap later or 2 laps later than me. And I think after the race, I think I got the right lap in total, but yeah, it's a close call. Probably 1 lap before, 1 lap after makes a big difference this time.
Yeah.
It definitely
It's all
does.
about the strategy, isn't it? Yeah, all about the strategy.
I was lucky because after Pato's pit, I had Mu in front of me, and I was looking when his car started to spray, and when I saw his car started spraying, I went to the pits, and this was probably the right call.
It was.
Interesting. Well, I think we'll probably leave it there, will we?
Yes, we will. That was a very good race. I really enjoyed that. So congratulations to our top 3 once again, but also a massive shout out to Burnout, who was ever so close to Parfox, I think, and who ended up in P4, his best result of the night as well. So well done to him. So I can say the top 4, massive well done tonight, and they've definitely put on the show. So thanks for watching. I've been at Jess Games 95. Aiden's been at aidtheace, and we will see you next week for the next race. I forgot what the track is next week, but
it's Brünn.
Oh, it's that.
It's
so
Bruno.
Oh my god.
Bruno.
So that should be an interesting track. So I never commentated on that before, so I need to do a bit of research on that. But we will see you same time next week, 8 o'clock for Xbox One Tier 1. So we will see you then. Have a good evening, and ta-ra.